Hi there! In this video we'll be covering how to self-publish a book step by step. When you self-publish a book, you call the shots. But it's important to understand the right steps to take, because rushing out the wrong book won't have the impact you think it will. By the end of this video, you will learn the importance of planning, some of my favorite writing tips, and why you shouldn't cut corners in editing in the production phases. And stay tuned until the end of the video for an opportunity I really think you're going to enjoy. Let's dive in. The first step you want to take when thinking about self-publishing a book is planning. Do the work. Plan out your book. What book are you writing? What impact do you want it to have for you and for the reader? How does your book stand apart from every other book in the space? When I think about planning, I also think about book foundation work, specifically hook, audience, and outline. For hook, what is the reader benefit? What's the takeaway? And how are they going to carry this book's message forward with them? This should be one sentence. You should be able to distill everything in your book down to one single sentence. If you can't do that, you need to continue to clarify that message. Audience, who is the book for? Understanding who the book is for specifically is going to help you connect with them to get the reader into the right hands. An outline is really the roadmap, is really the way that you can figure out what to include and exclude from the book. Does everything fit inside the book? It's also a North Star for you as you really think about the writing process. Because if you have everything in your outline figured out, all you have to do is write the things in the outline. Everything else doesn't matter. Everything else can be ignored and brushed aside because it's not part of the book. Think about narrowing the focus of your book. Think about simplifying the focus of your book. And ultimately having an outline that matches that. An outline that accomplishes your goal and takes the reader on a journey from beginning to end. So by the end of the book, you'll have satisfied that hook. You'll have helped unlock something for them. Once you've planned your book, once you've done the work to figure out your purpose for writing it, you've figured out what you want to write about, you've figured out your hook, your audience, and your outline, it's time to start writing. And the writing process can come through in so many different ways. I know lots of authors who focus on talking through their book, in recording themselves, taking the audio, uploading it to an automatic transcription service, and next thing you know, you have chapters. You have lots and lots of text that you can refine and shape into chapters. It's super meaningful, it's super efficient, it's super easy, and it allows you to retain your voice in your writing, which I think is so important and so meaningful. Other people like to sit at the keyboard and write away, but at the same time, as you think about your process for writing, think about making the most of your time. This isn't about sitting there for blocks of hours on end. This is about being efficient, being focused. Every time that you get an alert on your phone, think about it in terms of 15 or 20 minutes of distraction time. Think about how much that takes you away from your writing. Every time you see an alert, you have to respond to it. It takes you off focus. Now you're on Wikipedia searching down a rabbit hole, and you have no idea how you even got there. Stay focused in your writing time. Block out the time, turn off the alerts and notifications on your phone, and stay focused. By staying focused, you can make lots and lots of progress. A lot of people, when they start writing a draft, focus so heavily on making it perfect. This is not the time to make it perfect. This is the time to get it done. This is the time to get a draft in hand that you can then clean up. Don't worry about making it perfect. That perfection is going to come through refinement, but it's not an immediate thing. It's not going to be the first draft that gets published. You need to spend some time on it. You need to work with some people. So don't worry about perfection. There's no perfect draft. It gets better over time, but even so, perfection is the enemy of good, and your focus is writing a great and a good book. You don't have to worry about a perfect book because there is no perfect book. Every single book has some flaws, errors, typos, maybe a punctuation mark was missing, maybe they missed a certain point. It's really about capturing as much goodness as you can in book form. It's not about perfection. But that perfection, or as close to it as you can be, comes through in editing. It comes through in the refinement that comes in the next step. That next step is editing and production. You want to work with some other people, potentially, to help you make the book as strong as possible. When you've dug into the weeds of the book and studied it like you have again and again and again, you can't be impartial. You don't know the difference. What is good, what is not good, what hits, what connects. You don't know for sure because you're so stuck in it. You need to pull back and allow other people to take a look at the draft. I love the editing process. It's so frustrating. It's frustrating to send your draft to an editor and have it come back and have it full of red marks and edits and suggestions and comments and feedback. It's maddening and it's so frustrating. We take it personally as writers, but you need that process. You need that input to make it better. If you don't ever ask for that input, you're never going to improve the draft any further from where you can, and then you're going to publish a draft. And you're going to hear all that feedback, but it's from people who read the book. Oh, I liked it, but it wasn't as strong as it could be. Oh, I thought the middle was kind of sagging. I didn't feel like the book accomplished its goals, You're going to see those things in reviews left online. Oh, I thought the book was a little thin, You want to hear it beforehand, which is why you want to work with professional editors. When I talk about editing, there's really 3 steps of the editing process. There's the story level, which is content edit or developmental editing. There's copy editing, which is more of a sentence level and word level. And there's proofreading. Proofreading is that last line of defense. That is the last chance to get it right before the book is laid out. And then the production side continues with design work, with cover design, with interior design and layout. This is when the book is actually being laid out onto the page. And there's so much opportunity that comes with working with a high quality professional who can really punch up the design and make it look so powerful. I know it's easy to find designs on Canva, but if you've worked with somebody with book editing design experience, there's so much to come from that. There's so much opportunity to come from it. And you can tell immediately from the look of the book that this person's done books before and they know what they're doing. And it's awesome when that happens. It's rare. It doesn't happen all the time, but it's so special when you can work with somebody who can really take your book to the next level because of design elements and cover design and layout. The next step in all of this, publication. It's so special when you can publish your book and share it with the world. To take this idea that you had and turn it into something more. To hand it to somebody and say, I hope you read this book. I think it can really help you. You're writing this book. Obviously, there's an internal goal for ourselves, but there's the external as well. You want to help other people. You want somebody to learn something. And that's going to come through. If you've written a great book, you've taken the feedback, you've studied it, you've done the work, good things are going to happen. You're going to have an impact with readers, which is what you want to have. And the beauty of self-publishing is that you get to choose where your book appears. If your book appears on your website, if your book appears on Amazon or some other platform, you get to choose. You get to pick exactly where you want it to appear. If you want your book to appear in certain bookstores, you can work through deals on those. You get to choose where your book winds up. And there's a lot of power and there's a lot of greatness in being able to do that. Instead of worrying about where's my book going to wind up, you get to choose. You have the power. And that publication process, it's the chance to pat yourself on the back. You did this thing. You did this hard thing, this challenging thing, this difficult thing. And now you're moving forward and able to share your message with anybody. The last step in the process is promotion. And a lot of authors overlook this step. They don't worry about it. And promotion's not always about selling. It's great to be able to generate leads and revenue and opportunities from your book. And you can definitely do that if you have a business, if you have products and services. You can connect your book to this product or service and get people to sign up to work with you. And that's how you generate money from books. People think it's from book sales. It's not. It's not from book sales. Most books don't sell that many copies. It's about getting your book in the right people's hands that they can make decisions on buying, on booking you for speaking engagements, for other opportunities. It doesn't always have to be about selling. I think of my friend Bonnie, who wrote a book about chronic pain, overcoming it, and some of the tactics that she's pursued that have helped her. She isn't interested in selling and making money, but she is interested in connecting with people and getting them into her funnel so they can work with her and collaborate with her and meet with her and she can help them. She's not selling them anything other than help and service and her time. She's not selling anything to them and she's giving them her attention, her focus, her time, her help, all these things. But they're getting into her funnel. She's just not selling anything, which I think is really just special. It's meaningful and neat to see that. So it's not always about selling, but it's about getting people in your funnel, getting people to get to your message. Writing a book is the beginning of a journey. And if you can write a great book and connect other things to it, this journey can continue long into the future, which is super special. If you want to learn more about how to self-publish a book step by step, there's another video I recorded that I definitely think you should check out. I'll link to it on the screen. It's called What Are the First Steps in Writing a Book? In that video, I go deep on purpose, I go deep on book foundation work, all the things that you need to do before you write a single word of your book in order to have success. Remember, a good book can change your life. I'm Dan Good. Thanks for watching.